Hello, good evening, and welcome back to Mass Effect. We just finished a major operation where we defeated and unfortunately killed Liara's mother, Matriarch Benezia. Harsh business there, but had to be done, unfortunately. So, now it's time to go talk with the crew. Got a lot to talk about, especially Liara. She should be the first person we go see, because she's gotta be hurting a little bit. So that's where we're going. We're going to speak with Liara. Speak to Liara. There we are.
If you are here to talk about Benezia's death, you need not bother. She brought it upon herself.
You don't feel bad?
Don't pretend it doesn't bother you. She was your mother.
She was. But she was not. I prefer to remember Benezia as she used to be, before she was corrupted by Sovereign's power.
She's still with you.
The best of your mother lives on in you. Her determination, her intelligence, her strength.
That is kind of you to say. I appreciate your concern, but I am fine. Benezia chose her path, just as I have chosen mine. I am with you until the end, Shepard.
Alright.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
Benezia was swept up in events beyond her control, and lost herself. She fell under the spell of indoctrination and became part of the very thing she wanted to stop. But I will remember and honor how she lived, not how she died. My mother was strong, kind, and beautiful, and now she is gone.
Are you going to be okay?
You are kind to ask, Shepard. I do miss her, and I grieve for what happened to her. But I will not let my grief interfere with what we are trying to accomplish.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
We're short-lived.
But we don't have the luxury of time. An Asari can live for 1,000 years. We're lucky if we hit 150.
That is true. At first I thought that was a weakness of your species. After spending time with you and your crew, however, I think it may actually be an advantage. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
Intimidating?
You're scared of us?
Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as something of a bully. You run over anyone in your path to get what you want. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
I'm trying.
I'm doing the best I can, Liara.
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history. I know what you did during the Blitz. It was a remarkable display of courage and heroism.
You looked that up? You could have asked.
You didn't need to go behind my back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you. To understand what made you into the man you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
I want to believe that.
Are you sure you're interested in me? Or is it my visions of the Protheans?
I admit, your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard, but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Chief Williams.
It's not serious. You're an alien!
Williams and I are just friends, nothing more.
My mistake, then. I am not as adept at understanding human relationships as I thought. But what about us, Shepard? Is there a mutual attraction, or was I wrong about that too?
I am attracted to you.
You were right. There is something between us.
I knew it, and I knew you felt it too. But does this not seem rather strange? Why do I feel so close to you? We have only known each other a short time. We are from two different species. We have almost nothing in common. This makes no sense.
Doesn't have to.
These things never make sense. They just happen, and we get swept up in the storm.
You make it sound so chaotic, so dangerous.
I'll protect you.
I'll keep you safe.
I am not looking for a protector. This is all a bit overwhelming. I am not used to this. You. I need some time.
I understand.
Take all the time you need, Liara. I'll be here.
Thank you, Shepard. Let's just talk about something else for now.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Alright, so romantic relationship with Liara has begun. She's basically the only choice at this point. Technically, I could probably romance Caden and Ashley, but I don't want to romance either of them right now. Because we all know that everybody loves a blue girl. And then in the next game, I'll romance my waifu. Probably. Alright.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I didn't figure you'd have time to talk with all that's going on. I mean, there are reports to file on the Rachni and on Annaleus.
They can wait.
The paperwork will keep. Something on your mind?
I'm just looking for an ear. The debriefing wasn't the right place to say how ridiculous this is. Seems like every other race in the galaxy is wrapped up in their own problems. They don't want to see what's coming.
Can't blame them.
Wanting to believe everything will be fine? Sounds like human nature to me.
Yeah, I guess some things carry across species well enough. I should remember that after what happened with Vernus.
You forgave him?
I'd think you'd carry a grudge over the crap you took from Vernus.
Before I met Vernus, I knew as much as any other civilian. Aliens were weird, superior, and tried to tell us what to do. I mean, it's only been 26 years since first contact. That's not a lot of time to understand them. But it was Vernus who made me see how human aliens are. They're not different or special. They're jerks and saints, just like us. Hell, by the time I got payback, I didn't even want it anymore.
What happened?
I don't see you snapping very easily. What finally did it?
He hurt Rana, broke her arm. She reached for a glass of water instead of pulling it biotically. She just wanted a drink without getting a nosebleed, you know? Like an idiot, I stood up. Didn't know what I was gonna do, just something. And Vernus lost it. Beat the crap out of me. Kept shouting how they should have bombed us back to the Stone Age. And that's when the knife came up. A military-issue talon, right in my face. I cut loose. Full biotic kick right in the teeth. Almost as strong as I can manage now. At 17, that's something.
Oh yeah.
You wanted to help a girl you cared for. That's a noble thing.
Maybe my intentions were noble, but I lost control. I killed him, Shepard. Snapped his neck. They probably could have saved him if they got him to an infirmary quick enough. But they didn't. Caused a stir when they shipped him home. Bot training was shut down. Kinetics folded a couple of years later. So, yeah, maybe I hated that Turian. I mean, if one ass was enough to judge a whole race, I'd hate humans too.
Fair enough.
A reasonable stance. Keep that level head and we'll do fine.
Staying reasonable is about all we've got left. Everyone else in this galaxy seems to have gone out of their minds. Present company accepted, of course.
Alright. So now we know that he had to kill somebody, or he did kill somebody. I can't wait till my quarters are actually useful. Alright, we're gonna go down to the basement and speak with everybody else, of course. And we want to see if we've got enough money to get, the best sniper rifle in the game.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Of course not. Yeah, not even... Well, actually, we're pretty close. 304k, not bad. I could actually get the best assault rifle, if I wanted it. I'm gonna hold off on that. Medium human armor, how good is it compared to my current? 29, 147, and 14. Oops, that's not what I wanted.
Supplies?
Yeah.
Let's see what you've got. Bet.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Shotgun, light armor for Turians. I might want to... Well... See if I can find medium armor for Turians first. Light armor human. Avenger 3, yeah, we're down to the scraps again. Alright. Let's talk with everybody. Hey, Garrus.
Commander, good to see you. You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
Anything specific?
I'll bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
Disturbing?
What happened? Why were you investigating them?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
Is this common?
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the psychos. I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs. Had the station in a bit of a panic. But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
What did you find?
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
Krogan testicles?
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set.
Dang.
Somebody's making a killing out there.
What about the doctor?
What did you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation, to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
You mean threatened? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
That's sick.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
Did you interview him?
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
What?
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
What? You just let him go?
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. It just use them to make more organs. They wouldn't listen.
I agree with them.
Well, it's not worth the risk. You pursue the vessel and disable it. That's the best choice.
They sent the military after him, but he got away just the same. Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
Tough choice.
If you don't care about the fate of those hostages, then you're no better than he is. You're just a terrorist with a badge.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It doesn't make it any easier, but I see your point. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
Give it to me.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find it.
You got it. Alright, let's talk to the xenophobe.
Oh, before I go, you said you're serving with Commander Shepard now? We saw him on the news here. He's cute. Later, sis.
Tell me you didn't hear that.
Afraid I did.
Oh, shoot me now. One of my sisters. That's Sarah, the youngest. Surprised to see you here, sir. Thought you'd be chatting up, what's her name? Tassoni?
Yeah?
Liara. Why would you think that?
Scuttlebutt says you got a bit of a thing for her. I could understand why. The crew's off limits with the regs against fraternization. And at least she looks like a woman.
That's cool.
You think I'm interested in Liara because she's the only one I'm allowed to date?
So you are interested in her. Of course, it could be politics. Alien diplomat's daughter, us under orders to make nice with the bug-eyed monsters. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on Family Mail.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I made chief. First thing he did was salute.
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
Of course.
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
Where did you grow up?
All over. Same as you, I expect. We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
Sounds familiar.
I was an only child, but I get the idea. At least one of my parents was always on duty.
Yeah, military families, eh? With schedules like that, it's a wonder we ever have kids anymore. Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did, Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
Vid mails?
Where were you when this was going on?
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back. They were on Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to Chernobog. Same cluster, but a dozen Hellwire away. Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency. I couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
If he really liked her, he wouldn't be pushy.
Yeah, of course. If he didn't ask at all, I'd wonder if he thought Sarah was ugly. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
Why didn't you tell the police?
She said it wouldn't solve the real problem, and she and Mike would both become household names. It was a small colony. I said it was her call to make, that we should let her do it her way. Mom was pretty pissed about that.
Of course.
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol practice, but didn't like it. She's kind of nervous. Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird. Likes big skirts and tops you have to tie her into. They do great things to her figure, though.
What about you?
So, what did you learn?
One of Dad's friends taught me Marine hand to hand.
Of course.
You traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years, like a day's cruise. It's not like I was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
Wow.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was going to end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
Interesting story.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
You read poetry?
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around. Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though. So behave.
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
Everyone has the right to believe what they want. It says so in the Alliance Charter. Only with fancier words.
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez. Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
You mean the Rachni, right? They were dangerous, Skipper. They proved that 2,000 years ago. I think it was a mistake to let them go. But that wasn't my call to make. It was yours. You know, you really should talk to T'Soni about her mom. She has to be hurting. Just saying, Skipper.
We'll talk later, Williams.
Looking
I already did that, but thank you for your suggestion. Alright, Ashley, let's see how we can upgrade you. You're currently using a Lancer 1, which means I haven't been using you at all. So let's give you a Lancer 5 and call it good. And then that's all I'm gonna give you. Actually, are you the only one that can use heavy armor? I think so. Currently using medium armor. Yes. Okay, do I have any other heavy armor for humans? Yes, this would be better. So I'll give you the Ursa. Let's see, assassin, heavy armor. This is all light armor. Okay. I should get rid of all my level 1 stuff. It's now useless. Okay. That's good. Next is Kaden. You are using a pistol, if I remember correctly. So let's give you the best pistol we can. Oh, duh. We'll give you the stiletto. Heck yeah. There you go. Let's see if we got any better upgrades for you. Tungsten, cryo, incendiary. I currently have you on Palladium rounds 4. So this is for organics, this is for synthetics. Let's give you shredder rounds. And then I don't think I've got a better scanner for you. Yeah. We'll keep it as is. And let's see. Armor. We can get you the Logic Arrest Tool 5. Okay, let's see if we got a better amp for you. Not really. Duration high. Alright. Or cooldown bonus 20%. Sure, we'll give you that one. And now let's look for some light armor for you. No, we don't have anything better than what you're currently wearing. Alright. Next. Garrus. We definitely got some better sniper rifles for you. We'll give you an Equalizer 6. We also got a Reaper, Avenger. Looks like Equalizer 6 is probably the best choice. Slightly just a slightly better version of what you've currently got. Alright. Yes, swap those. Let me look at these. Shredder round. Oh, there you go. I should have put shredder rounds on you. Da-ba-ba-do-da. Palladium rounds 5. Sure, we'll do that. And combat scanner. Yeah, we'll leave the combat scanner on. Okay. Ooh, I can give you a better version of what you're currently using, so we might as well do that. And then armor. Do I got some better armor for you? Yes, I finally have some better armor for you. Ooh, you're getting the Titan. Yeah, you're getting the Titan. There you go. Let's see. Blade of Clove. Let's give you the better version of that. Heck yeah. Let's see. Energized Weave, Shield Recovery and Hardening, Shield Modulator, a Blade of Clove. Yeah, let's just give you the better version of that. There you go. Alright, we're done with Garrus. Moving on to Rex. Now, I know you use shotguns. We got Firestorms. We also got your Katana. I'm gonna give you the Katana. Let's see if anything else is better than that. Firestorm is the only one that gets at least a little bit of green. It's not nearly as good as what he's currently got, so... Hammerhead rounds. 3. Weapons Force. Versus Synthetics. So shield bypass. Palladium rounds. Proton rounds. Shield bypass. Minus 20 damage now. Tungsten rounds. Versus Synthetics. Now we're down to cryo rounds 4. Okay. Let's go back up. I kind of want to give you incendiary rounds, but... Well, accuracy is not exactly what you need when you're using a shotgun. But still. And heat sink 2. Okay, we gotta improve that for you. Let's see. Could give it better stability again. Another combat sensor? Yeah, let's do combat sensor. The more combat sensors you have on your companions, the more likely it is that you'll be able to see through all the jamming that the synthetics do. Okay, this is a pretty good one. Oh, it's literally just a better version of what you currently have, so put that on for now. Let me look down here, though. Heavy armor, Phoenix. Phoenix is always pretty terrible, and then Ursa, if it wasn't a level 4, I'm sure it'd be good. And then Mercenary 1. So yeah, we got you in the best thing that we got. So, just an improvement on what you were already wearing, I assume. And we know we got better motorized joints now, so energize weave. Exoskeleton, there we go. So we definitely want to get that on you. Alright, moving on to Tali. I don't need to re-equip Tali, she's good. Unless I find some decent armor for her. And then Liara, I know she's good, because we've been equipping her the entire time. Let's talk with Rex.
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why leave?
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
Really?
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas.
Of
He
course.
wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
What about you?
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
What about Jared?
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
And you went?
It sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Your father?
Jared was your father?
He was. Until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure we're too spread out. None of us are interested.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard? I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
What's so important about this armor?
It's a relic. Useless, really. But it was worn by 5 generations of my family before the war. It's rightfully mine. Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war.
Of course.
Now, it's in the hands of Ton Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
I'll look for it.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
Of course.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Alright, let's see what Tali has to say before we move on. Okay then. Wasn't expecting there to be something in the core, but always good to take a look around. Extra experience points are very necessary.
Shepard, I'm
glad you're feeling better.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Theron's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
Don't worry, you will.
We've still got a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
Why?
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
Your royalty?
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
That's a lot of pressure.
It must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
What if we save the galaxy?
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian has ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
So what's the answer?
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
What was your father like?
It wasn't easy growing up as the daughter of one of the Admiralty. Even before he joined the board, he was a prominent figure. People looked to him for leadership. He had to set an example, and he expected the same of his daughter. Plus, he was pretty strict, a military man through and through. He never allowed me to settle for anything less than excellence. As a kid, I sometimes felt like he was pushing me too hard. But now I'm old enough to appreciate what he taught me. The world doesn't owe us anything. If we want something in life, we have to earn it.
Are you close to your dad?
Sounds like a tough upbringing. You don't resent your father at all?
Like I said, it wasn't easy. My father's not the kind of person you bond with, and he wasn't around all that much. Too busy. People counted on him, and he took his duties seriously. Even when he was around, he always seemed a bit distant, like his mind was always somewhere else. Come to think of it, I can't ever remember seeing him smile. Not once. It's like he was always weighed down by all that responsibility. I mean, I know he cares about me, but he never really showed it, not in the usual way. I guess the best thing I can say about my father is that I respect him.
What about your mother?
Where was your mother in all this?
Mother was around, but she always seemed to kind of blend into the background. Almost like she was overshadowed by my father. He tends to do that to people. She passed on about 5 years ago. Some airborne virus that swept through the fleet. Happens sometimes when the filters start to break down. I think my father took it pretty hard. After she was gone, he became even more focused on his work. I think that was his way of dealing with the grief.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Alright, I don't think there's anything else to talk
I should
about.
go.
See you later.
Ooh, level up. Perfect. I love the level up. Okay, what was I leveling up? Spectre training I can now get to max. Sniper rifles I can now get to max. There's something else I wanted to put points into, but I think I mostly wanted to max out sniper rifles and Spectre training. So let's put 2 points into that, and 2 points into this, which leaves us with only 2 points to put into each of those to max them out. We also need 2 points to max out Charm, so if we get the ability to max Earth, if the last 2 points of Charm show up, we'll definitely put the last 2 points into there. And then I think I want to focus on First Aid next, so that way I can heal people a little bit better. But I highly doubt that we can get anything else to maximum. So yeah, once we've maxed out snipers and Spectre, I'm guessing that's probably going to be it. So, but yeah, looks pretty good to me. Yes, we're going to save our game because we just leveled up. Alright. So the next thing we should do after we speak with everyone like that is we should always immediately go and check the Citadel. Because there's usually new stuff to do on the Citadel. Not much, but there's usually new stuff to do. Also, actually, I should probably... No, I'll wait to do that. I need to clean out my inventory of all the level 1 stuff.
Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
Patch through.
I'll take it in the comm room.
Okay. Top priority clearance from the Citadel.
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
Good.
I'll take all the help I can get.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
Infiltration units?
You mean spies?
Spectres tend to attract attention, Commander, but they are only one arm of the Council.
Of
Special
course.
task groups are often a better option for monitoring developing situations.
No, of course.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel's space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
Sounds serious.
What did they find?
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this. Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
Thanks for the info.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
Alright. So Vermeer is basically the last place you want to go. After you've completed everything else, that's when you want to go to Vermeer. So we got a long way to go before we go to Vermeer. Part of me wants to land here again just to check things out, but no, we need to go back to the Citadel first. Alright. Oh, we could also do this. Yeah, let's do this right now. Oh yeah, we were already parked on this planet. If I wanted to go back out, I could have just gone to the door. Didn't have to land the ship. Alright, so we're at the local cluster and we're gonna land on Luna. There it is. Now the reason why we did Novaria first is so we could do this. There's a secret location on this planet where you can actually hear the song of the Rachni. This is also, I think, where you technically unlock Spectre training. No, not Spectre training. You unlock something, but it's not Spectre training. Hold on, let me look at the map. Oh, that's right, I got a level... Whoa, oh, that's right, I didn't take you with me. Let's see, we've been leveling up electronics. So let's dump the last points into that. I still haven't looked up whether putting electronics into other characters is actually good for them. Sniper rifles, I want to put as much into that as we can. So let's do that. There we go. And then the rest is whatever you want to do, my brother. Auto. Of course, into dampening. Alright, Tally. Okay, you got 2 points to spend. Let's do electronics and decryption maxed. And then I want to dump everything else into hacking, and then I can let you do your own thing. Alright. Good, good. Save the game. New save. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Oh, I forgot to look at the map. There we go. Let's see, Alliance Training Ground, that's where we're going. So there's a debris here. The Easter egg that we're looking for is kinda near the debris. Wrong button. There we go. We wanna go faster. There's the debris over there. CCCP Luna 23. There we go. Hex stabilizer 6, and incendiary explosive 6. I'll definitely take all. And I might as well... Let's see, kinetic stabilizer is something that I'm using right now. don't know if I've got Kinetic Stabilizer 6 on here. Tungsten is synthetics. Okay. Yeah, I might as well equip that. There we go. And high explosive incendiary explosive 6. Okay. So this does bigger radius and more damage. This sets people on fire for 5 seconds. Fusion is toxic. Incendiary. Let's do incendiary for now. Alright, so we got that. Now, if I remember correctly, we'll pin this, and then we gotta look around, get to the top of this, and there should be a spot where we can hear the song. So I'm gonna be very quiet, so that way I can hear what's going on. Alright. No luck. Maybe it was down here. Could have sworn it was up, though. Looks like the AI, or VI, is firing on us. I should look this up. This is what the internet is for. Come on, where is it? I shouldn't just blindly look around. Hold on just a second. Let me look up where it is. Okay, let's see here. They are going up a mountain, looking towards the earth. Alright, so I was in the right location. They were even getting shot at by the base. I'm headed the wrong way. Hold on. Come on, show me on the map. That'd be so much easier. There's gotta be a map spot. Okay, so it's pretty close to the... I was right, it's pretty close to... It's within range of this thing. Of the debris. Come on, show me on the map. Oh! Dang it. There it is. So that's the sound of the Rachni. They still live. Alright, now let's take this stuff down. Tired of getting shot at when I'm trying to find something beautiful. Oof. Oh. There we go. Alright, so there's 3 locations. We have to go into each one for this. Let's get started. Glad we found the Rachni noise, though. That's always one of my favorite things to do. Oh, hold on. Let me bring up all my stuff again so I can see if something decides to crash on us. And let's go. Okay, we've got these things, power junctions. We can shoot these to have them explode. Average decryption locker. Not bad. Thunder, okay. Got this, which is another average decryption. Oops. I pressed the wrong button. I'm good at Simon Says. 250 items. Okay. Let's go get rid of all... No, wait. I'm gonna wait until after we're done today. In fact, we're gonna end it here because there's only about a minute left of the time. And if I enter this room, we're gonna be under attack. Alright, gaming, thank you so much for joining me today, and as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out when you do that. And as I always like to say at the end of these videos, don't get assassinated!